The shot is Carolina. Hey, hey, what do you say?
Talkin Sauce, episode 80. What's up?
To red. Nothing much, man.
Back. Why don't we just play it in every time?
Talkin
now?
Sauce, episode 80.
Word.
Welcome back. Feels good to be back. Feels
It
really
does
good
feel
to be
good, dude. It feels like it's been so long. Dude, long.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead. You host now, I guess. Go ahead.
back. Well, we all were co-hosts, aren't we? Are we not, Josh? What are you saying?
You're right. You're right. Go ahead, co-host. Please. I insist. Lead us off.
I did. That's on you.
It's the onus is back on us. What y'all doing for Labor Day weekend, man? Anything special? Anything cool?
I've been
Anything
married for a
fun?
year.
Try to sound a little more enthusiastic
Yeah,
about that one.
anything.
Well, I'm not excited about it with you guys. Like,
Come on, dude.
what am I doing? Hit you up? It's like, yo, Dylan, man,
Dude, I really love my wife, man.
shit is special, man.
I mean, that's great. I'd be happy if you sent me that
Hey,
one day. I'd
Dylan,
be like, man, that's
Dylan,
great.
Dylan. I can't tell you how in love I am, man.
That's
I
awesome.
can't begin to describe to you the words.
I can't begin to tell you how happy that makes me.
Jacob,
This is really a
this ain't cool, is it?
a touching brotherly moment.
I'm into it.
No,
I'm
hey,
very into
hey,
it.
Jacob,
Dude.
Jacob.
What's up, dog?
I'm so in love with my wife, man.
Dude, me too.
Good shit.
No,
Oh,
fine.
no.
I'm enthused about it with her. I'll tell you, I promise.
Good. Good.
Awesome though, man.
What are you
But
doing, Jacob?
Congratulations, dude. Me?
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you
Nothing,
doing?
dude.
What are you doing for
Absolutely
Josh's
nothing.
anniversary?
Yeah. Nothing, man. You know
Well,
what
their
I'm
1
saying?
years are 6 months, so.
So letting them have this day.
What's
that's
that
what I'm
scene in
saying.
Sarah Marshall? Is it scene in Sarah Marshall where he's like, well, how long were you dating her? He's like, it's like 5 years ago. We got two. He's like,
Oh,
you
yeah,
got 3
yeah.
on me, mate.
He's like, wait, what?
You're fucking for 2 years behind his back. Oh my god.
Crazy. But
can relate.
no, man, just hanging out with fam, you know.
Good shit.
That's literally it. Boring.
Having tomorrow off. Shouts out having tomorrow off.
That's gonna be nice.
Shouts
Gonna be
out.
nice.
Corporate holidays, baby.
The thing too, because it's Labor Day. It's like there's holidays, and some of them you work, some of them you don't, depending on your industry. But like, this is a do not work day. This is a day for do not work. I don't know why.
Purpose of the day, you know.
What is like? Where'd it come from? Does anyone know the history of Labor Day?
Isn't it supposed to just sort of show appreciation for your everyday just worker, your everyday 9 to 5 sort of?
Yeah, that's what they want you to think,
Isn't
dude.
that the idea? I'm just throwing.
I
it
mean,
out.
that's a pretty fair assumption to have about it.
You got a lot
so,
of holidays
probably,
like that, so
Probably. Google it.
Labor Day pays tribute to the contributions and achievements of American workers and is traditionally observed on the first Monday in September. It was created by the labor movement in the 19th century and became a federal holiday in 1894.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Jacob. Especially not thanks Dylan for that fact.
That's what I bring to the table. Is try to make Dylan, our producer, look bad.
It's like
at every
basically the
turn.
same thing Dylan said, though. It starts playing the song again.
Yeah, but I gave the years. You know what I'm saying?
No, you gave you gave the real
years.
facts.
The dates are what's most
Yeah.
important.
Exactly.
Not what happened, just dates.
Just
Yeah,
dates.
yeah. It's all about what will help you pass your AP history test, dude.
Just write numbers down.
Yeah, it's all date recalling dates. Let's get into the education system, dude. Okay, so here's some issues I have.
Yo,
with standardized testing.
Is summer officially over?
I guess. I don't know. Honestly, I don't
When does
know.
summer officially end? We don't know a lot on this podcast.
We don't know a lot, but we are.
It's this month,
with
isn't
them.
it?
Yeah. It's September. Like that's not a
Tuesday,
summer month.
September 22nd.
Thank you. See, I knew it was late in the bitch.
With the dates, dude.
I
this
guess
guy.
September is kind of a summer month,
for the most part.
but it's
Seems
not
like
though, is it? But it's
2/3
not.
of it. Nah,
Sep-
dude. It just sounds like fall. You know,
September?
Except the name of the month just sounds like fall, dude.
100%, like 1,000,000%.
Mm.
It has a ring to it, like
It sounds like colored leaves and 65 degrees.
That's just
because
October.
October.
That's just
Well, no, that's
October to me.
peak. That's like peak.
That's peak.
peak,
Yeah.
but-
But September just sounds like what you're gonna get, dude.
Because November even brings winter vibes, and November brings winter.
November brings it brings that sweet mix of the fall and the winter vibes.
vibes.
September,
Okay, so winter vibes. Yeah, winter vibes. Like September. September has fall vibes. Like
It's true.
fall vibes.
So we're getting, especially North Carolina, that's when we start really getting those false falls, like we're going through right now.
Mm-hmm.
Feels
it was
great.
like
We know it's
55
going to be
degrees
90
this morning.
degrees.
Feels incredible.
We know it's
Still
going to
got
be
3
90
weeks left of
degrees.
this shit.
I know, dude. It sucks.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
can't wait.
Mhm.
Can't wait for summer to end, dude. Let's have an endless winter, right?
for sure. But like with summer going, like I don't know, like North Carolina's gone into phase 2.5 and shit. So now you can, with
Has
a
it?
mask and social distancing, you can like be in crowds of 50.
Yeah. Gyms
Crazy.
are opened up partially, all that.
Yeah.
Museums. It's crazy the
I don't know.
museums were closed. Why were those one of the ones that were like, nah?
A lot of people, a lot of people, one place.
I
Except there's
guess.
not a lot of people, is there?
When
I guess
let's think
anymore.
back to when you go to museums, dude, how often you like shoulder to shoulder with
I'm
someone you
fucking-
don't know.
I mean, it's been a
like,
long time since I've been to a museum, but I feel
Just
like they were.
buddy up with somebody. Like, yeah, dude.
If
how
you don't
about
get
this
there an
shit,
hour
right?
before they open, bro, you're fucked.
You're right. The line. It's like the hype beast, dude. It's like sneaker
Real.
drops at museums when
It's like
a
going
new
to a
exhibit
show.
opens.
Yeah. You gotta get in line.
Doors
early.
open at 6. Show up
I
at
want to hit the
5.
merch table before the set starts.
You got to. Dude.
Shouts out fall, dude. See you soon, fall.
See you
Summer.
soon.
I don't remember. I don't know what we had this time.
for
We
real.
really didn't get to experience it. We were inside so much.
Mm-hmm.
Word to
Not a lot of
Dylan.
not a lot of vitamin D.
Not a lot of vitamin D, dude.
Not really
Oh.
par for the course anyway, but
All pale in the face. Whatever, though.
real pale in the face. Yo, episode 80. With it being
80.
episode 80, we got to shout out a player that wears the number 80. It could only be Weeksy, Kevin
Weeks,
Weeks.
baby.
Carolina.
Low-key, like one of my
legend.
favorite analysts, dude.
Definitely one of my favorite analysts. I'm trying to rank him like in the tier of Hurricanes goaltenders, not just like on skill or like stat wise, but just like preference and like just love watching the play. I mean, he's got to be up there.
Yeah, I'll be
I
up
mean, like
there, dude.
somewhere Urbe, Ward, Weeks, somewhere like that. Mrazek's up there
Yeah.
too. He's earned a lot
We
of
really
love.
haven't had that many goalies. Word to Cam Ward, you know what I mean? Like he was.
Facts. Just dominated that starter
real.
role
It went from
undeservingly for years.
It went from Urbe to what was the guy's name that was in net during the whole 06 season and got hurt?
Gerber.
It went from like Urbe to Gerber and then Ward for just entirely too long.
Right. No,
But-
for sure. But big shouts out to Kevin Weeks, man. He was drafted 41st overall in 1993 by the Florida Panthers, second round pick. Ended up with almost just shy of 350 NHL games. He had a career save percentage of .903, goals against under 3, 2.88. Played for a few teams: Florida, Vancouver, Tampa, the Islanders, obviously Carolina, the Rangers, and finished out in New Jersey. Retired in 2009, and then he made history being the first black analyst on TV covering the NHL for the NHL. So making history there.
Yeah.
But just absolutely become, like one of the faces of hockey media analysts.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
And I really hope, honestly, he gets Mike Milbury's position, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, getting to call actually getting to do some color on the games, do color commentary.
Yep.
Clean that up real quick.
For sure. Be cool. Shouts out Kevin Weeks. That's all I got for
That's how Kevin Weeks.
Yeah, just shouts out.
Carolina, dude. What the fuck? Anything on the Canes?
Nothing's happening, man.
What do you mean they haven't made like 5 trades yet?
Every day I wake up and new tweets like, trade's coming today, dude. Trade's coming
Yeah.
today.
Since
But
nothing's going on, just other fans of the team are just getting another team's business and saying stupid shit on Twitter about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I guess that kind of a question for y'all. Fogel or Dzingel? If one of them has to be moved, who's the preference for you?
Has to be moved.
Let's say we're moving up forward, package with a defenseman, whatever the situation is. I'm not even giving you like a return for it right now, but just
Dzingel.
Dzingel's the guy you move.
He's just a little bit more expensive right now.
That's true. That's true. I think
So.
is Fogel RFA. I think
Mm-hmm.
he's coming up.
He is. He's up this year.
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of a tough one for me.
He's up this year, but he's not going to command more than 2.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Dzingel's pushing 4.
Yeah. No,
I mean,
yeah, he is, and he's like 3 something, isn't he?
yeah, I
Right.
mean, and we're splitting hairs, but like if that's what we're talking about, I'm trying to save a little money so I can really do something in free agency
Yeah, it's true.
if I
It's
want
true.
to. You know, I don't know.
I don't know, I'm not.
I guess I don't see a situation where we're moving on from either of them though right now.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I could just see one of those guys, like I said, being packaged with somebody. Fogel seems, if it is a package thing, seems more likely, like you said, because he's cheaper. If we're moving a guy, like,
Is that because Geeky's just making the team?
maybe, or that Lorenz kid, or maybe we end up bringing somebody else back. Maybe a more expensive forward, and we got to dump some cap. I don't
What
know.
if Suzuki comes out of nowhere?
Oh, dude, that'd be great.
I
That'd be
doubt
really
it,
great. I do too. He and Natchez kind of fill the same role right now. I think kind of that developing, highly skilled, undersized forward.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just not as attached to Fogel as I feel like the Hurricanes fan base is. There's a lot of love for him here, and like I like him. I just don't see that.
Because he goes in with a fucking full head of steam.
That's right. That's true.
He just
doesn't give a
kamikazes
fuck.
every play he
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of that on the team, I guess.
No.
He's kind of a
but
wild
he
card. Draws a
turns
lot of penalties.
Draws a lot of penalties, but he turns a lot of pucks over.
Yeah, he
He
just
does
gets
great-
over slotted.
Yeah.
He gets put up.
That's because he's always. That's what I'm saying. He's always in the fucking he's just not in the way, but he's just like, yeah, I'm right here. Give it to me. I'm gonna fucking full head of steam into the net with it.
Yeah, he just doesn't have that offensive flair that.
Yeah.
I think people really like.
But he gets the
seem to
biggest
want him
A for
to.
effort.
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
gets chances. It's just the finishing the chances that
Right.
kind of his issue.
Exactly.
But-
That's a good question for sure.
I don't know.
Fucking Hurricanes, dude. See them next season. Conference final matchups determined. More teams out the bubble. Then there were 4.
A lot of game 7s, dude.
Lots of game 7s.
All the game 7s came from one team being up 3-1 too.
No shit.
Which was pretty crazy. And then I think all the teams that were up 3-1 ended up winning the game 7s too, right?
Which, yeah.
Islanders, Vegas, and Dallas.
Yeah.
Spoiler
Statistics would
alert.
have it that way.
Yeah.
Because I think that's only happened like fucking 8 times or some shit where the team down 3-1's swept back the other way.
Hurricanes did it.
That's true.
Look at that.
Maybe.
Look at all that red, dude.
We might have. Him on 06.
I think we did
Yeah.
against the Oilers. Oilers, no, wasn't it?
It was
Came
game
back from
7.
3-1.
I can't remember the whole series. I know we had a chance to win it in Edmonton before
Yeah.
game 7. I do know that. I just can't remember the whole
Okay.
series. It's probably maybe.
Big
maybe.
Fox. Big Fox. Anyway, start out west.
Yeah, so out west you had I'll call it an upset despite the injuries. Dallas upsetting Colorado and moving on. Really, I mean, Kadri was hurt, I'm pretty sure. Both the goalies were hurt.
Well, I know Gabe Landeskog was out game 7. Yeah, both goalies. Eric Johnson. I think Kadri was in for game 7.
Okay,
I think he was.
All right.
Yeah. But still, I mean, losing Landeskog's huge. Losing
Both your
top 2
goaltenders.
goalies. Yeah, it's a lot.
Dallas is still playing out of their minds.
For sure. Really
but
shows
that
you how good
changes the whole
Colorado
thing.
is. How good
Yeah.
Colorado is, just being able to go that far. Because they played most of that series down both goaltenders, down Eric Johnson.
And they made it 7 games.
Yeah. I mean,
not
there's
many teams would hang,
yeah.
at all.
McKinnon's a
But
fucking monster.
oh yeah.
Just a fucking monster.
And they'll have more cracks. I mean, that team's got to get a lot of young talent. They're going to get
Mhm.
more and more, more
Oh
better.
yeah.
Fucking Dallas is finally getting a look though that they deserve. They've earned.
Yeah.
So many
Yeah.
years in the playoffs, they've been snubbed chances just because
Mhm.
of piss poor effort and unfortunate circumstance.
Yeah. And weirdly, like they're one of those teams that had a lot of the top end talent, and then the rest of it behind it just seemed to not. I don't know if it wasn't a meshing, like they just didn't mesh as a team, or if they just simply weren't good enough. But it seems like now they finally bringing in some other guys, get some depth behind just Ben, Sagan, Radulov.
Yeah,
So,
and that top talent never would show up in the playoffs.
yeah.
That was always a big part of
Mhm.
it. Yeah, and then there's no depth to rely on, but they're in there now. Western Conference against who else but Vegas? The Canucks toughed it out. I mean, they really, really made it seem like there was a shot. Demko was playing out of his
Yeah.
mind.
And then game
Goaltender battle.
Game 7 was, I mean, embarrassing or
Yeah.
depressing. I mean, I
Yeah.
think they got like 12 or 13
Depends on how you
total
look at it.
shots. Yeah, it's just
The shot totals were that's what Vegas was doing to them.
yeah, just
I mean, that's what
they
were just
leaning on them.
Yeah, and so quality chances had to happen for Vancouver, like the Raleigh Furt
Yeah.
But man, no surprises that Vegas is moving on.
Yeah.
Then they're back in the Western Conference Final, dude. What an incredible showing from Vegas since coming into the league
Absolutely, dude.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, so
what the fuck?
I think, and obviously they did a real good. Everyone will say they did a really good job exposing some flaws in the entry draft, or what is it called, the expansion draft system, which have obviously been changed since. But yeah, I mean, they're just stacked with talent. Went out and got more talent, and like Mark Stone and Robin Leonard and
Max Pacioretty.
Max Pacioretty. I mean, it's crazy. And having Leonard and Fleury as your goaltenders is not a bad tandem to have going into the playoffs.
No, it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts.
But
but
who's your
that's
pick
gonna
then,
be
dude? Who's your pick
Vegas.
out of Dallas and Vegas? Got to go Vegas, right?
I gotta go Vegas.
I think Dallas is going to do a better job combating that physical element as opposed to
Vancouver
the
had no
Canucks.
shot.
Yeah, I mean, just it's not like they're a small team, but they're just young. You know what I mean? Like Vegas has might be a new team, but there's not a lot of young guys, on Vegas's roster. It's all a bunch of veterans.
And Dallas definitely provides some of that. They have some young talent, but they definitely bring some old, grittier sort of guys. So it's going to be a nasty series. It's going to be a head bumping series, dude. I'm pretty excited.
You think Alexiak's going to have to fight Reeves, dude? Get his ass kicked by Wilson and Reeves?
I think a couple guys are going to have to fight Reeves.
Yeah.
And they're all going to get their asses kicked. Speaking of Reeves, suspended for one game in this Western Conference Final for his high hit on Tyler Mott.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, first of all, what pissed me off was like the whole dramatics that came out of it. Like, I guess there hasn't really been too much controversy in the playoffs, all things considered. The reffing has been pretty piss poor, but it depends on which series you're watching and which fan you're a team of.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not been a lot of suspensions and a lot of controversy.
Yeah.
So, I think everyone just kind of took to this, but it brought up this weird conversation about whether or not Ryan Reeves is a dirty player. The answer is simple. He's not, like, at all. Like, when has he ever been known to be a dirty player, like, by any means?
I don't know. He falls into he's a couple steps below Wilson in that regard to me. It's like he's going for those big hits, and with the speed of the game, those hits are going to land funny.
And so is like Dustin Byfuglien.
There was an argument when he was playing that he played a little on edge,
I mean, I'll say he plays on a line, but like I think to say a player is a dirty player is such a sticking label.
Yeah.
I feel like that really means something.
Yeah. Well, so just out of curiosity, who's a dirty player in the league today, would you say?
There's not many. I would put Tom Wilson in that category.
A little dirty.
He's a little dirty, but he's like right on the
I think
edge.
Marchand's a dirty player.
Marchand's a dirty player.
And I say that because he's. I mean, you remember a couple years ago you
You
had
go
that
like
meme.
5 years ago, he was a piece of shit.
But
I
even
mean, he's
recently,
spearing
he's had
guys in the dick.
That's from the
All that
crotch
stuff.
shots. He does those
Yeah.
those
There's
low
not many of those
reverse
guys.
hits.
Brandon Pruss used to do that shit.
Yeah,
Matt Cook is a good example of guys
Oh,
like
yeah.
that who are dirty, try to
Yeah.
injure guys.
definitely.
I'm sure there's a few who I can't think of off the top, but that's more the thing. And when you look at a guy like Wilson and call him dirty, I think that's what you're leaning towards for Reeves is Wilson's not like spearing you in the nuts or like whacking you with like hard slashes so much as he's just trying to hit you maybe in situations where he shouldn't. And I feel like
They're trying to catch you. You know what I'm saying?
right,
They're
and
trying
I
to
feel like
catch
with
you.
Reeves isn't really quite like that. More akin to a Bufflin where he's just so powerful, you can't handle it. Like
Yeah.
you can't handle it. So the slightest interaction just looks 10 times worse. I
Yeah.
think it's more the thing.
And I think Reeves, comparing to like Wilson, the chances are fewer and far between because obviously he's a bottom six player and he doesn't skate as well as Wilson does. So like Wilson can put himself into positions to get hits and stuff more often, whereas I feel like Reeves just doesn't quite have that
And I
same
guess-
level of speed and ability. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I guess and that's what I was going to say is if you compare the two, Reeves to Wilson, Wilson's the dirtier player. Like I think that's fair,
Yeah.
fair to say.
Yeah. And even with this
People
hit,
were putting
dude-
up an argument like they were all in the same
yeah.
boat, and I was like, that's trash.
Yeah, but I
That
mean,
is all.
that's the same people looking at everything Chara was doing throughout the playoffs, saying like, "See, he's a dirty guy. Doesn't this look
Good
similar
point.
to what he did to Svechnikov?" And it's like, well,
Yeah.
yeah, he's battling in front of the net. He's a defenseman.
He's got like
you know
more
what I'm
respect for like almost like any other player than
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like he's such a respectful
saying?
dude.
For real. I mean,
He's
he and
played some-
Rod are like hugging it out at the end of every fucking
Yeah.
playoff line. It's like, you know,
And
but
that's the thing too. Like there's a dynamic at place like where if you're a guy like Chara, say for example, you've earned the right to claim your real estate in battles and
Yeah.
stuff like that a little differently than younger guys. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
and
There's a-
it's always going to look different when he's so much bigger. You know what I mean?
Well, that too.
It's
But like for
always gonna look
example, right?
different.
Some rookie comes in, you're in a front net battle. He gives you a whack on the leg. You know what I mean? And you're a guy not Chara size wise, but like reputation wise and renown and respect. And you're like, dude, who the fuck are you, dude? Like you don't do that to me ever. Like ever.
Yeah,
And it's just a
yeah.
mental thing. You know what I mean?
Like, who was that talking about wow. I can't believe that I'm forgetting his name now. He played for the Whalers. Oh wow. Like
Ron
one of the
Francis?
like the second most
Talking about
second
Gordie Howe?
Gordie Howe, dude. That's so embarrassing.
Oh, you're
But,
talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about the story where Gretzky played against him.
Yeah, Gretzky took
And
the
he-
puck from him.
Yeah, and he came up and he like elbowed him in the side of the head
Yeah,
and was like, "Dude, don't take the puck from me."
yeah, never take that puck from me again.
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you?
It's
And
that
exactly
level
what it
of
is.
shit.
You know, I mean, maybe not the excessive violence, but
Yeah, different game now.
the intimidation.
Yeah, and with Reeves, I really don't even think, like, I truly don't think when he was going in for that hit, he was like, "Let's go!" Like, I'm going for his head right here. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I
Right.
think
The hit was accidentally dirty.
yeah, I think again, it's the speed of the game. He cut the angle, and then last second, Mott's a couple degrees off of where he was when he was setting this hit up, and I mean, it was it ended up being a suspendable hit. I mean, he caught
Yeah.
him clean through the jaw. Like it was,
Oh, yeah.
it ended
I
up
think the-
being real nasty. But
I think the one game is fair
yeah,
because
It's just one of those-
you say, "Hey, look, watch your step. We know you're
Mhm.
not the type of guy who makes these plays on purpose, but we gotta take you out of a game, and we're not gonna fucking make you miss a whole bunch of games
Yeah.
to be a full detriment because we know you're a big impact to your team." So
yeah, and
point
it
proven
wasn't.
and-
It wasn't nasty. It's not like he was out there the whole game head hunting. You know what I mean?
right.
It's not
Yeah,
like
it's
they were.
not the type of player he is. You
Yeah.
know, he's gonna line you up if you fucking aren't paying attention.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But moving on. That was just the West, dude.
So you picking Vegas? Dude,
Picking Vegas.
I'm
Yeah,
picking
Vegas.
Dallas then, dude.
You picked Dallas.
We're gonna,
You
we're
do
gonna
that.
get some tension, some beef going in this podcast, dude. Let's put up
You don't
pink
want this
slips.
beef. All right, let's do it, man. For my Corolla. Fucking
Islanders, Tampa, dude.
Who you got?
It's gonna be. I don't know. I want Tampa to do it just for their sake. Like, my God,
So
can you
John
guys
Cooper
please?
doesn't get fired.
Like, can you guys at least make the Stanley Cup? Jesus, is Stamkos have a chance of coming back this playoffs?
I don't think so. At least
I don't
not
think
yet.
so. I at least haven't heard anything about it.
I think they're really trying to keep it a secret.
Yeah, which
I
makes
saw
sense.
I saw a quote recently where it was like he's not coming back for this series, but we'll see or some shit like that. I don't
Mhm.
think he's coming back anytime soon.
Well, Tampa's still deep as fuck, but I think I think Tampa did. I'm going Tampa. Who's your pick?
Yeah, similar to what you're saying, I would like Tampa to do it for their own sake. A little part of me wants to see Trotz
Back
get
in the
another Stanley
finals.
Cup, just because I like him as a coach a lot. I don't really have a lot of care for the Islanders outside of that.
Question:
So, yeah.
if Trotz goes to another Stanley Cup, let's say they win it. Knock on wood for all you Islanders fans out there. Does that take away from the cup that the Caps won, in the sense that, like, who did more for who? You know what I mean?
If you want to be a total ass about it, yeah, but at the same time, no, because like at the end of the day,
the player still had to do it.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It would definitely speak to the great coach that Trotz is 100%.
Yeah.
I mean,
Makes
the
the front
guy as a
office look
coach,
bad.
well, exactly makes the Capitals management look bad. Say, hey man, you should have paid him what he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
You could have had that second cup. Now he has the 2 on his resume within 3 years.
Yeah.
So egg on your face.
Yeah.
And I don't think the players are the ones who go like, man, we should have kept Trotz. They're like, yeah, I told you we should have kept Trotz.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what
I
I'm
just
saying?
meant from I know the play. Obviously, the players.
I mean, there's gonna be fucking dickhead. There's gonna be dickhead Islanders fans going, yeah, dude, it's all because of Trotz. Dude, thanks a lot for the coach, dude. He gave you a cup, now he gave us a cup, dude. He's gonna give us more cups. We still got him, dude.
cups.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck.
But I
Going
mean,
forward.
it is impressive to see him do it with a far less talented roster, because there's no denying that the Islanders roster is leagues
Yeah.
behind the skill and talent of the Capitals.
Well, again, back to his coaching ability and the way people are talking about the Islanders' play style is, calling them boring and stuff like that. Like, yeah, they're fucking boring because look who the fuck they got. They got to win these hockey games.
Yeah.
It's like you're playing Warzone, right?
Mhm,
And you're
mhm.
buns,
Okay.
right?
Okay. I can relate so far.
You're not going to be the guy running around fucking flying at kills, getting a high kill game and getting the dub. You're
It's
the guy
true.
fucking hamping your balls off, boring as shit, not doing shit, waiting for guys to come to you, waiting for gas to come, scroaching your way all the way to the final circle,
Dude,
and then
ghosting an
popping the
origin,
last few
baby.
dudes. Exactly. Popping the last few dudes remaining. That's what the Islanders are doing. They're rats in the fucking circle right now, dude. They're rooftop
That's
campers in
hilarious,
Warzone,
dude. That's hilarious.
and it's gonna win them. It's gonna win them the cup if they keep it up right.
Dude, I'll tell you who has had a rough go of it in the playoffs. Matt Barzal. Have you, like, the number of times he's
Oh,
been hit in
dude.
the face? Dude, he just took that high
He's a
stick a
pretty
couple
kid.
of games ago. Did you see in the warm-ups for Game 7, they're just doing the shoot-around circle, and he's just standing there, and a puck bounces off the pipe and just domes him. It's like, dude, he can't catch a break. And then later
Unlucky.
on in the game, I think he took another either stick or puck to the
stick.
face and was out for a couple shifts. It's just like, Jesus, man.
Stitches like on his eye or some shit.
For real. This kid's face is going to be mostly stitches after a while.
Welcome to the NHL, pretty boy.
For real.
Yeah, I mean, tough.
Yeah.
Not tough that it happened. I'm saying tough kid. You know what I mean? You gotta
Definitely.
be tough.
Welcome
Tough
to the
motherfucker.
playoffs.
For sure.
Welcome. So you're
Um,
going Tampa too? Is that your pick?
I gotta go Tampa. I think they're deeper. Hedman's starting to really open up, and I think a lot of it's because you have more eyes on him now. When no one's looking, you don't see all the incredible things he does as a guy at his size.
Yeah.
And be able to be that fast. And
yeah, and they're a much deeper team, which I guess you could argue
So much
that who did the Islanders just beat? Dude, this is
Philly.
a terrible morning. Philly was also a deeper team than
They were a
the
deeper team.
Islanders,
Definitely.
but they're not as deep as Tampa.
But their stars were just absent. Drew had like 1 goal or some shit.
Yeah. And it's kind of cliche to say, but it's definitely going to come down to who establishes their game first. but it's just because their styles of play are so different.
It's going to be a
that-
serious coaching battle. It's
Yeah,
going to be a serious coaching battle.
because if the Islanders make Tampa play, low on the boards, grind it out, I mean that's where New York's going to thrive.
Yep.
They got big bodies, they got a lot of grit. They're going to be able to beat you there.
Yeah, they are. As we speak, Clutterbuck's just putting tinfoil on his hands, dude, and elbows.
Ready to go, dude.
For sure.
Ready to go.
Imagine this, right? You got, so imagine this, a situation where you have Vegas and Dallas, or excuse me, you have Vegas and the Islanders in the final, right? So
Yeah.
with that in mind, that's fucking Washington they are going to be watching the team that they beat for the cup in 2018 playing the team that eliminated them. So back to your question regarding, that part's going to hurt.
Yeah.
Right? You should feel like as a team, we should have improved enough or stayed stagnant enough to where we could still compete against the team that we beat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's different conferences. You got to beat different teams to get there. But you're watching, and then it's,
Yeah.
yeah,
The
you see what
team
I'm
you
saying?
beat, the team that beat you with the coach you used to have, play the team that you beat for the cup. Yeah, just seeing it's all because it seems like a very winnable situation for him. Like damn, if
Exactly.
we could have just made it
Yeah.
to the cup.
But also
so.
Vegas, that's the scary thing. As good as Vegas was then, and having been only so many years new, they're a whole different team.
Yeah, they didn't have Stone.
They didn't
at
have
the time,
Pacioretty.
did
They didn't have Stone. No, they did not have Stone. They didn't
They
have
didn't have
Pacioretty.
Leonard,
They
obviously.
didn't have Leonard. I mean, they had most of the top six and all that, but it's a different team,
Yeah,
bro.
definitely.
Different team.
Definitely.
They didn't have who else did they have? They didn't have. I feel like someone on defense. Was Theodore already playing?
Yeah, I think Theodore was
there-
already out there. Yeah.
Can't remember.
Either way,
either
definitely
way.
hurts.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild. Either way, this is gonna be a weird Stanley Cup final.
Yeah, dude, what if we get
The matchup's gonna be
a Dallas Islanders final, dude?
Ew. Just like ew.
yeah.
What sicko had that on their bracket? You know
For
what I mean?
real.
At the
This is the
beginning of all
year that
this?
somebody wins the bracket challenge. Like with just the most wild shit.
For real.
It'd be
They had to
hilarious,
have
bro.
been. They were all upsets.
For real.
They were all upsets
For
this
real.
year.
But-
Right before the before the Flyers got eliminated, though, awesome thing got to happen. Oscar Lindbaum got to
Yeah.
play after just 2 months out of cancer treatment.
I think even longer than that, to be honest. It's been
Okay.
I think it's been a good long while. Like I think the pandemic was the only reason that the season got pushed long enough that he was gonna be able to
Gotcha.
participate in these playoffs. But it's still though, I mean, awesome to see. You saw both benches, stick taps all around and everything.
Yeah. He got to do the morning skate in the game prior.
Yeah.
And then finally got to play at least a shift.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the game, but it's awesome.
Definitely.
Absolutely
dude. I
awesome.
mean,
He's back and good for him, dude. Shouts out those doctors. Shouts out the
absolutely.
the
Absolutely.
medical field for taking care of them, taking care of cancer patients in the fucking world.
Definitely, dude.
Crazy, bro.
And that's
Um,
it's awesome to see for there's a lot of kids and shit out there that seeing one of your heroes, beat this disease and then get back to playing the game he loves, dude. It gives a lot of hope.
Exactly.
And everything. It's awesome.
Exactly. Extremely powerful, motivational. Speaking of power, right?
Mhm.
Power of the internet.
Okay.
You can make or break people. You can
Okay.
make or break things you say, opinions. You can make or
Okay.
break them. You got. I'm gonna say, what's up with these fan-sided things, man?
Just in general, dude.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
They do a really good job. They do a really good job of bringing in. They do a great job of bringing in very opinionated individuals.
Yeah, they get a lot of interaction on Twitter. We can say it that way. They get a lot of interaction.
I don't even know where to go with this. Like, so the fan-sided account who does blogs for the Leafs, they tweeted out some shit about how Toronto's a better team than Colorado. They're deeper. They're younger. All this stuff about how they're a better team. And it proceeded to get absolutely shit on by hockey Twitter. And people in the
Justifiably.
Leafs in the Leafs fandom, which has got to suck. I mean, I think
Yeah.
that's the thing about it too. Is I feel like the one over here for Carolina can share the same sentiment where it's just like the fandom is just like, we don't take you seriously.
Yeah, and that's, part of that is I don't know how that works in Toronto, but I know at least on the Hurricane side, there's not a lot of requirements, it seems like, to get a position as, I guess, because you're technically just a blogger. You're not like a reporter or a writer. You're just a blogger. So you get people that
Well, let's get
just kind
into
of
it because
throw shit at the wall.
let's get into it. And then on the other side of the fence, people see that and go, well, what makes them more qualified than me? And without even wanting to like write or participate, they just go, this is gonna be trash. they go into it with this negative mindset of like, I don't know them, so therefore who are they? And this
Yeah.
is gonna suck. And then that's what happens. It sucks. And then on top of it, like you're saying, then on top of it, it's probably not that great to begin with. That you're just like, yeah, this is trash.
Well, dude, I was reading one. It was just an article talking. I don't remember which fan base it was for, but it was talking about giving someone an extension, and they were like, they just got to make sure not to give them one of those 15-year contracts, or whatever. And I was like, dude, that's not even like
not a thing
allowed anymore, dude. Like, what? It's like, yeah, I hope they don't try that either. I mean, a lot of trouble, but yeah, it's shit like that. But what? So they said that Toronto younger and more talented than Colorado, and
Yeah, they
therefore
said
better.
some shit. They said some shit like they're better and they're deeper in the next 3 years. They'll be a better team and some shit like McKinnon isn't as good as Matthews was. Well, excuse me.
Killing it with the mute button, dude. Just on it.
Oh, you see that timing, right? The timing was flawless, dude. Like a DJ. But yeah, I gotta blow my nose. Talk for me.
Talk for me. So they said they're younger, deeper, better, whatever, which is an interesting take to have, being the team that got booted from the playoffs earlier and has been for like 2 or 3 seasons now.
The problem with like fan bases online is that they have this like this unrelenting bias that they can never seem to swallow.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That just goes back to the nature of Twitter. The most opinionated, passionate people are the ones you're going to see tweeting out the most,
Yeah.
Not us, not these guys.
Well, that's just it. Like that's why I never did social media until we started doing this podcast, and it's why I want to get off social media. Like, even though, I mean, it's paid off in the sense of like, you interact with some new folks, you meet some folks like to play online games with and shit like that. And when the world goes back to normal, some people you probably hang out with or whatever. But like, no one wants to be a part of like a community that is represented like most people on Twitter, right? Like saying like someone does X and they're part of other community, so they represent that whole community, or that, you know what I'm saying, that whole community represents them because they did something bad. Like that's how I feel about Twitter. Like I don't want to be on Twitter because there's a bunch of fucking shitheads on there.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I can't imagine being the type of person to be like, yeah, no, I'm a part of Kane's Twitter. And it's like, what are you talking about here, man? Like, what you mean, bro? You're a part of Kane's Twitter. What does that even mean? Like,
I think that can be defined though. I think that can be defined as like not someone who's on Twitter and is a Canes fan. I think more so like it's at whatever collective the Hurricanes fan base on Twitter is saying or doing at that moment.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? If you use it for,
agree.
But yeah. So what I'm getting at is if someone decides to use it past that, you're whack as fuck. That's what I'm getting at. You're whack as fuck, and you need to chill. That's what I'm getting at.
I live in X section of Twitter. It's the only. I just find out what the zeitgeist is tweeting about, and that's the only thing I talk about on the daily.
Fuck all that bullshit. If you're looking and seeing what everyone in Kane's Twitter, because we're talking about a moment in time which they're all echoing a similar sentiment or a similar topic as it relates to the Hurricanes.
Mm-hmm.
In no other moment is there a Kane's Twitter. In no other moment.
For sure. But speaking of Twitter and all that, I was seeing a post go around.
We hate it, yet we rely on it so heavily.
so heavily, dude. I mean, I couldn't wake up in the morning if not roll over and look at my timeline, see what happened while I was asleep. I can't.
I'm
do it,
sick
dude.
without it. I'm sick.
I go through withdrawal. But I saw a post going around rank these 4 under 23 players. It's kind of crazy to think some of these guys are still under 23, but we have Aho, Barzal, Marner, and Pedersen. And it was just literally like 1 through 4. What's your ranking? So I thought I'd bring it here, see what you guys think. Dylan, you can even weigh in, if you want
I
to.
want Dylan to
dude.
go first.
Dylan, go first. Aho, Barzal, Marner, Pedersen.
Oh,
Rank them, stupid. It's a ranking.
I'm starting.
Well, that's the space
that-
is saying Aho's number 1, and then 6-second pause, continue the list. You know what I'm
What are the other
saying?
3?
Barzal, Marner, and Pedersen.
Marner, Pedersen, Barzal.
Okay.
So that was 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Josh, what you got, dog? What's your rankings?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it the right way. First of all, I'm gonna put them in least to greatest. So 4. At 4. It's hard not to put Pedersen at 4. I feel like Barzal's a little bit more dynamic.
Okay.
Pedersen's got like some of that Marner shit though. I'll put Pedersen at 4, then Barzal. I mean, Aho's got to be number 1, but like, is Barzal better than Marner? Maybe. I don't know, dude.
So, out of curiosity, are you ranking them exactly like right now how good they are, or are you ranking them
Just how good I think they are right
how
now.
good? Okay. So
Mhm.
you got Pedersen, and then so you're
I'll go Pedersen, Barzal, Marner, Aho.
interesting. I'm kind of surprised you have Pedersen that low.
I mean, he's really, really good. I just think in a one-on-one situation, it doesn't
Mhm.
take a lot to best him mentally and physically.
That's fair. That's fair. Skill wise, he's definitely one of the most. I think he's one of the most skilled guys out of that list. But
Besides
me,
Marner, he is 100%.
I would go. I think I'm gonna put. This might be a little like blasphemous or whatever, but I might put Marner 4th. I would go.
You're dumb.
I would go. Well, I have my reasonings here, but I would go Marner 4th. Then I would put Pedersen, Barzal, then Aho, and most of that is right. With
I'm
Aho
biased
being
here.
first, well, with Aho being first, I mean he is playing a legitimate 1C role right now, and it's not purely for lack of talent. He's
Dude,
playing
after watching
the
him
role
play in the
well.
bubble,
Oh,
just the
dude,
beginning, it's undisputed, bro.
he's a monster.
Poised. He's good on defense. He's good on offense. He's
Yeah.
skilled. He's all the above.
And the other part of having Marner at the bottom there is all the other 3 guys do play a center role, and I just put a little more onus on. There's just way more responsibility you have as playing a center.
That's
And
fair.
then I really think if you put a guy like Barzal on Toronto's roster, he's putting up those same exact numbers that Marner is. Truthfully, I think he would put those players around him. And
Yeah, look at John Tavares. I mean, it's kind of the same factor.
And Pedersen's just I'm watching the games I got to watch him in the playoffs. Dude, this kid for being kind of a slighter, undersized guy. I mean, dude, he just skill wise, he looks a league above a lot of these dudes out here, man. Like he was putting some veteran guys fucking on ankle watch, bro. Like even in the boards and stuff, it's crazy. His ability to come out with the puck and make a play out of nothing is just so.
But that's what Marner does too, dude.
Yeah, but Pedersen's just doing it with so much less. You know what I mean?
I
And
guess.
and all the
No,
other
because
three guys.
that's a solitary skill. That's in a situation where you're not relying on any teammates. We're talking about their
Well,
ability to be
making the
deceptive.
play,
Well, making the
making the
play, but I'm talking
or
about just like dodging hits and fucking getting out of corners and shit
Yeah.
like that. You're doing by yourself. Is all I'm saying.
yeah. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. I mean, all these guys are super talented. I just think that Marner be as good as he is now outside of that Toronto roster? You
Yeah,
know?
if anything, probably be
You
better.
think so? Really?
Mhm. Mhm.
You think having playing away from guys like Matthews and Tavares, he's better because he's not really a goal scorer. I would say he's a playmaker. Not that
For
he
sure.
can't, but he's not. Tavares and Matthews are snipers,
Yeah.
pure goal scorers.
100%. But they're also sharing that ice time.
That's fair. That's
Where I
fair.
feel like if he's playing in a he's taking up more ice time if he's on the Canucks minus Patterson, if he's on what's it called, the Islanders minus Barzal, he's taking up a lot more minutes.
Yeah.
So you got two, what some people at points would call even lines, having to share ice time. I don't know. And Marner plays the penalty kill like Aho.
Does he?
Yeah, dude. He strips pucks. Like, he's nasty with it.
I think skill wise, if we're going like purely skill, I would probably go bottom to top. Aho, Barzal, Pedersen, Marner. You know what I'm saying? Just from a pure hockey skill.
I would switch Aho and Barzal. I think Aho's a little bit more skilled, maybe.
Think
I don't
so?
know. Barzal's he's slick.
He's slick, man. He can skate. Barzal's fast.
Yeah, he's fast. Yeah, he's very fast.
Like, you don't get to see it as much because of that Islander system, I think.
Yeah,
But
he's
that kid can
fast.
fly.
Definitely. Yeah,
Well,
he's
it's just-
fast as shit.
There's so much crazy talent. So much
That's a
crazy
really
young
good comparison
talent, man.
list. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are really interesting players to compare to each other, and they're all under 23. What the fuck?
So fun. Especially a guy like Aho, dude. Feels like he's been
Feels like he's 25.
like he's
26
about
years old.
he was in the captaincy conversation. You know what I mean? Like that's
Crazy.
crazy. Do you think
Crazy.
Barzal's definitely eventually going to be the captain out there in New York?
Unless they
Gotta
pull
be,
like
right?
some veteran
Yeah.
for presence that can have it. It's it's kid's team.
Definitely.
For sure.
But
What a
it's
weird thing to
conversation to
imagine,
have.
like how he left and JT left and fucking Barzal's just more or less replaced him in every way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And-
stat wise, they haven't missed him.
Honestly, yeah.
Almost. You know what I
And
mean? It's and
going
they've
deep
done
in
well.
the
They're
playoffs
making-
wise, they definitely
yeah,
haven't missed
past
him.
Toronto. It's interesting.
Yeah.
But hey, he's making bread and he's in his hometown.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
and,
right.
and he's still playing well.
What am I talking about? He should have fucking accepted less money and stayed in the Islanders. That would have been the
Done,
right thing to
dude.
do.
Yeah, he
Fucking
needs to think
idiot.
about how these things are viewed by the public. If we're
Yeah.
being honest, dude. Yeah, what a dick.
But only like a finite group of the public too.
Well, that's
Who
that
just
group's the
don't want
most
to see him
important.
make as much money as he could.
The group that doesn't want to see anyone win, that's the group you need to be trying to please.
Yeah. I'll never have that opportunity, so you shouldn't.
Exactly, dude.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Ridiculous,
But,
man.
dude, have we
Never
done
sell
it,
yourself
man?
short.
Never.
Yeah, we did it.
And I'm stretching, dude. It's so early, bro. It's fucking noon.
We usually do this podcast in an hour, but since it's my anniversary, I figured I'd actually hang out with my wife today.
God, lame.
She's probably packing her bags right now. Catch her running out the door.
Babe, where you going? She's like, I had another thing. I had a hair
Yeah.
appointment.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I guess if you want to have fun conversations about what kind of money you should be making in your life, hit us up at Talkin' Sauce Pod, no underscore, respect the underscore.
You want to come talk about the philosophy of fucking sports and salaries and fucking.
You want to talk finance. Cancellation Cup Season 3. You can get me at JCobb, JAY_COBBB. Josh, where they get you at?
TCABZZ.
Dylan, where they get you at?
Find me on Reddit, you Teabags Mom 69420 lowercase x capital X, you Teabags Mom 69420 lowercase x capital X.
Boom.
Thank you.
Blah, 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 blah,